Alrighty guys, we're back for some Boros Humans, and this is a Dominaria United Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. What do we got in the build here? Well, we only have creatures. And all of these creatures are humans. So we'll see how it ends up working out, because we're not playing cards like Lightning Strike. We don't have Valor Stance. We don't have Destroy Evil. We have none of all that good stuff. So also, since they're all humans, we don't have cards like Raiju. We don't have Kumano in here because it's a saga. It eventually flips into, I believe, a human shaman, but that doesn't really matter because the main reason we're rocking all these humans is so that way we can successfully play Secluded Courtyard. Now, Courtyard could totally go into a deck that has the Valorous Stances and the Lightning Strikes and all that, and you'd probably be fine with it. But I was super picky putting this one together. For some reason, I just wanted everything to be human, like literally everything. So, yeah, rocking the 4 Secluded Courtyard, it's not going to hold you back at all in this deck. As a matter of fact, you'd rather see Courtyard than anything else here, probably. We got 4 Hopeful Initiates and 3 Lunarch Veterans as our 1-drops. So Lunarch isn't that aggressive, but it happens to be pretty good against other aggro builds, and gaining life off of this is huge. Also, there's so much removal for everything right now that eventually bringing this back as the Luminous Phantom with the Disturb cost could actually be really good. You never know. And of course, the Initiate is just absolutely insanely good. It got a lot worse after the what the crap's the card called? I don't remember the card that haunted us the entire last standard. The one that gave +1 counters every, you guys know the card, every combat. Anyways, this card's still really good. The training happens to be amazing, and the training works really well with one of the new cards here. This is a Baird or Baird. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. Either way, this recruiter here is a 2-mana 2/2 with Boros colors up there, legendary creature, so we only got a couple of them. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So that's a pretty cool ability, guys. And there's actually a lot of ways to get around this, like Hopeful Initiate, for example. Now, I just brought up Kumano Faces Kakazan, and that would also work really, really well with Baird here. So, yeah, we just don't have any of those sagas this time round. There's a few other ways to get the 1/1 soldier, so we'll see. We got 4 Radha's Firebrand. I can't believe the power of this card. I mean, I believe it, don't get me wrong. 2 mana, 3/1, cool. So when it attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Radha Firebrand's power can't block this turn. So get a couple of these down, and the opponents are crying a little bit as all of their chump blockers are obsolete, which is wonderful. And the domain cost in this particular build is probably going to cost 2 less, which is still pretty expensive, but you never know when you're actually going to use that ability. Also, it is +2/+2 until end of turn, so it does work with the recruiter as well. So we got 3 Thalias in here, and you could totally rock 4 if you really wanted to. I don't know what you would drop for the 4th one, maybe like a Lunarch Veteran or something. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, and you don't have a single non-creature spell in this entire build, so Thalia is only going to hurt the opponent. But the reason I don't have a 4th one in here is because it is in fact legendary. I've been getting really bad draws lately, like every now and then I'll get pretty lucky. But I knew if I had 4 Thalias, we were going to get a hand with all 4 Thalias and only land, and we would be very sad about it. So this time round, just the 3. We got 4 Intrepid Adversary. The lifelink on here is huge right now, but then also just being able to buff a nice wide board state goes a very long way. Got 4 Brutal Cathars. Since we're not rocking all that other fancy removal, we needed something. We need some kind of removal, and Brutal Cathar is actually pretty decent, isn't it? So we'll see if it does wonders today. got a couple Adelines, man, and this is one of those things where Adeline is so powerful. We might want 3, but I wanted to be able to squeeze a couple Reckless Stormseekers in here too, because I think this card is also just terrific. It's also a way to get the day and night cycle started early on. So we have a lot of ways to do this, right? Brutal Cathar, Reckless Stormseeker, and we also have Sunrise Cavalier in here too. Now, why not 4 Stormseekers and 2 Cavaliers instead? Well, I think the trample on this is going to go a lot further in the current standard with how many chump blockers are floating about. Like, yeah, you're going to go up against a lot of mono black, and that's all fine and dandy. But there, if you're not going up against mono black, then you're going up against a deck that has like wedding announcement in it. That's what it feels like, at least. And so I think this trample is going to be pretty insane in comparison to the Stormseeker's ability here. But Stormseeker's still powerful, that's why we still got a couple of them in here. Speaking of a couple of, we got a couple Jaxis and a couple Tories here. So, Jaxis. I just made the joke in a previous video that we played Jaxis in that I might be the last person alive playing Jaxis, but yeah, I still believe in it, and it's a human. Obviously, I mentioned everything was a human here. So this filters our hand beautifully. The blitz cost is only 2, so you can blitz this down as a 2/3. Worst comes to worst, you just do that, get a little extra damage through, and then you draw after it sacrifices itself. So also with the Jaxis ability, there are terrific cards to copy here. So you pay 1, tap it, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery. So you essentially give a, you make a copy and give it blitz is essentially what it does. So look at this deck, man. It could be as simple as a turn 2 Radha's Firebrand into a turn 3 blitzed out Jaxis. Use the Jaxis ability, copy the Firebrand, swing in for 2 of these 3/1s, making both of your opponent's chump blockers for the game obsolete, get that 6 damage through, and then you draw 1 off the Jaxis and you draw 1 off the copy of the Radha's Firebrand. It seems pretty decent. Would you rather just play like an Adeline that turn? Sure, maybe, I don't know, but I love Jaxis, dude, and I will not stop trying to fit this into a build, and since it's human, it works perfect here. Now, a couple of Tories here, too. This is a 4-mana 3/3 Vigilance Trample. You might not have seen this card before, so let's go over it. When Tori attacks, all other attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. All other attacking creatures. Sweet. So, buffs your board state when this swings in. Other red attacking creatures you control gain trample until end of turn, and then you untap each other white attacking creature you control. So it's pretty interesting. Now, I thought about just having 1 in here and going up another important card, like that 3rd Adeline, for example. But I really want to see this today. I want to see if it's any good. I think rocking Stormseeker turn 3 into a turn 4 Tori sounds really powerful, doesn't it? Giving things like Radha's Firebrand trample could go a very long way. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Just buffing your entire, all other attacking creatures get +1/+1. That already seems good enough to me to at least try it out. Other than that, being a 3/3 is not the greatest. It's probably going to get gobbled up as soon as it swings in, but either way, yeah. So the 4 Secluded Courtyard, we got the 4 Sundown Pass, Crucible of Defiance, and a Seat of the Empire here. Now we played 4 test matches, and I am at 50% so far win rate for the build. So we'll see if we can bring that 50% up, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the overall power level here. We just got very powerful cards packed into it. So yeah, let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. We'll see if we can get right into the first match here. There we go. Not bad, not bad. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table? You guys can see the ranks just reset. Okay, hand. No 1-drop. We got 7 1-drops in the build. So, I mean, this is fine, though. 100% fine. I guess we could have ran the planes down so the opponent didn't know what we were playing right away, but just so excited to play Secluded Courtyard, guys. Snarling Wolf, is that a hold the Intrepid Adversary back kind of card? Nah. Because they probably swing in and we got Adeline for next turn. And if they end up killing this with like a Play with Fire or a Lightning Strike, that's a great target. Like, instead of hitting our face, hit the adversary. Seems pretty good. Oh, they hold it back as a blocker. I thought wolves / werewolves would want to be more aggressive than us, but I guess if they don't have removal for the adversary, then they would want to be able to block it, so that makes sense to me, yeah. So Jaxis could come down and copy the adversary, but we'll wait. I think the trade is still okay. So it's Adeline this turn because we are playing around a Lightning Strike still. The trade isn't the greatest, but it's also not the worst. Hear me out. We get an extra 1/1. We gain 3 life, which is already pretty bad for wolves. And we still have the Adeline and the 1/1 saved back. So, like, they're going to buff it? They're going to save it. They are going to save... Wait. Yeah, that gets first strike too. Okay, that's pretty cool, opponent. Wasn't expecting the frenzy. I definitely wasn't playing around a combat trick there by any means. Because we don't get to gain the life off of first strike either, so... Cool. I like it. Howling Moon. Dude, nice. Holy cow. They're still going to save it as a blocker, though? I guess that makes sense. We would have a great block over here. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. So, whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, create a 2/2 green wolf. So we want to be a little bit careful about that. So I'm going to save the Lunarch Veteran back. We're just going to go Sunrise Cavalier and full swing. We don't want to give them... We don't want to give them anything, honestly. If we can get away with playing 1 card a turn, then perfect. Can actually filter the veteran out with the Jaxis ability, copy the Sunrise Cavalier. Oh, Hallandale, nice. Oh man, they probably say blockers though. They're at 10. They got some good blockers now. Oh, Brutal Cathar, what a draw. Wow. Wow, what a draw. Wow, I kind of feel bad, honestly. We got to take Hallandale. They could remove it right away, but that's better than just swinging, right? I think it's Brutal Cathar. Take Hallandale, full swing, let them trade the Cavalier, and we have the other one for next turn. And it's the same. Well, they actually take 9 damage here if they do that. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see. We don't want to play our second spell. Don't want to give them anything. Could be a burn down the house. They would get Hallandale back, and then we would be in trouble. Naturalist as a blocker. Tovalar as a blocker, and that's just GG, isn't it? So we'll drop this anyways because the opponent's letting us play it out, and we will full swing. They don't have lifelink or anything like that. Yeah, good game, opponent. There's a 60% total win rate. All those test matches were in fact in ranked back before the ranks got reset. We were still in platinum for I think 3 of the test matches. I kind of forget right now. I've been piecing this deck together for a little bit. So far, I'm just pleasantly surprised. We know the power of Boros. We saw what Boros did in the last meta. So there's a lot of just great cards to piece back together here. I think Jaxis was a great thing to play at the end there too. If we needed more ways to slip through, but Adeline just ran away with the game. This is a slower hand. The double Sundown Pass does suck, but there's so much to draw here, guys. Like, there's so much to draw. We have 24 land in the build. We have so many 2-drops. 7 total 1-drops. There we go. We saw a land. That's good news. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to get the Sundown Pass down, though. Guess we could have gone plains and maybe pretended to have something open, but does it matter? Eh. Okay, what would we rather get countered? Probably the Cavalier? Plus, if it doesn't get countered, it's far more powerful to have on the board with the Initiate right now. Okay, first Make Disappear is out of the opponent's deck. We have the second Cavalier ready, and it depends what we draw. It definitely depends. Yeah, they keep the 3 open. Keep Adelines, right? I think we don't mind the Cavaliers getting countered as much. As much as the Adeline. I think Adeline is what we keep. I think. Okay, second Make Disappear is out of the build. I'm sure you guys have been just as annoyed as I have been by the counterspell decks, huh? They're rough, man. And I always bring it up too. Counterspells are my least favorite part of Magic, so like, they probably keep this 4 open. Oh, Meat Hook for 2. Get rid of the Initiate. Wow. We get to resolve an Adeline, guys. Oh, we get to resolve a Tori too if we wanted to. Which one's better? Actually, I don't know. The Tori's not buffing a wide board state by any means because we didn't get to lay anything. So I think we just get the Adeline down and be happy about it. So this is Esper Control, but it could also be the Esper like Rafine style build where they have a bunch of flash creatures packed in there. That build is so terrifying. As a matter of fact, the best thing that build can do probably is counter the first couple things and then be happy for the rest of the game. So second Tori, wow, weird draws, but I'm gonna try this. I doubt, yeah, nice, beautiful. So they block the 1/1 here, but there's no way we don't swing with Adeline. Not bad. So what I'm expecting is just more spot removal then. Maybe it would be sorcery speed, maybe it's Meat Hook, maybe it's actually just a bunch of creatures. Brutal Cathar could do a lot. If we draw a land, then we play around the third Make Disappear, but I don't think they have it. They would have definitely hit the Tori, so they would have had to draw. How much land did they have open last turn? I suppose a Wandering Emperor could be a possibility too. I'm gonna try to gobble up the underdog. It's sticking, so what I'm expecting is a Wandering Emperor. What do you guys think? These decks are it's totally possible to get around these builds, guys. Totally possible. A Wandering Emperor would not hit the Adeline because of the Vigilance, and then, oh, Tori has Vigilance too. Dude, nice. These Vigilant cards. So the best hope for them is to actually create the Samurai and then block the 1/1 off of the Adeline. But then they're taking 7 damage here. So, see what they do. Oh, and it untaps that too. Dude, Tori's sick. Yeah, because of the order of things. That's really cool. I like it. Oh, Urtai. Okay, what are they going to hit? Brutal Cathar, probably? Oh, they're going to take out Adeline. Block the Tori. We got to draw Jaxis. Very cool draw. Yeah, I guess they take 2. Urtai resurrected. Oh, that has trample too. Wow. Can you guys tell that that's the first time I was able to get Tori on the field before? My goodness. Still got a pretty terrific hand. 24 land, we can easily see a 5th. Cut down on the Cathar. We have another Cathar. There's our 5th. So a very scary build, dude. Every time I go up against these Esper builds, there's like a couple different ones that the opponents are playing, and they are all absolutely terrifying. So, getting the Tori down here is okay, because we're setting up for a very powerful next turn, potentially. But I think it's just Adeline again. We could blitz the Jaxis down if we want to cycle and potentially get some damage through, but I think the Jaxis is going to come in handy. So that didn't stick at all. My assumption is they're out of removal, or maybe they just didn't have enough mana. I got to pay more attention to how much mana is open on the opponent's board, because if they had the 4 mana open and it didn't stick, then we can know that it's not a Wandering Emperor then. Excuse me. Thalia is pretty good. Do this before combat. Nothing's sticking, guys. I'm gonna second Brutal Cathar and hope that they... Actually, we full swing here, huh? It's nighttime, guys, so Moonrange Brute doesn't pick up the underdog, so I wonder... Gonna be a Seat of the Empire. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Block a 1/1, gain another one, so they're back up to 18. Hey, they switched it tonight, or we switched it tonight. Switched it today. I apologize, guys. I've played Magic once before. No, switched it back tonight. Okay, all right. So Jaxis is cool. Tori doesn't have haste. Jaxis could sacrifice Jaxis, copy the Moon Rage, and get a big old chunky swing in. This helps us filter through the deck too. So I'm gonna do it. We don't gotta blitz it out. We could actually just play the Jaxis too, but I think we're gonna blitz it. Okay. Yeah, we're filtering. We're filtering here, guys. I think that's the best thing to do. So down to 9. Draw 2 cards here. Now, they do gain 2 life, though, from the Meat Hook, because Meat Hook is ridiculous, but... Okay, Stormseeker. This is great, guys. This is terrific. They are back up to 11. A second Meat Hook, usually, and I've been saying this for a while, oh, they might not be sitting on a lot, guys. That kind of sucks a little bit. Cavalier's pretty good. I think, do we play around the second Meat Hook? Probably. We have 6 damage here on the board. I think we keep everything in hand, including the Initiate. We just go Cavalier. And we swing for 9. I think we do want to play around the second Meat Hook. Yeah, I think we do. And I think like Stormseeker and stuff could be insane to get around the second Meat Hook. So they go for the cut down on the Thalia. Nice. We're going to keep everything in hand. Ooh, I just lagged a little bit there. Don't crash on me now, game. You know, the game hasn't crashed on me for quite a while. So that's good news. How about you guys? It's been months, actually. Wow. Props to the game. This is a good... there's the second Meat Hook, yeah. So they get the underdog back, they gain 3 back up to 8, and then we can run down Initiate and Tori next turn. Yeah, usually the second Meat Hook is just a nail in the coffin. Wow, a Brutal Cathar, okay. So we could successfully swap it back to daytime here. I think we set up our board again. We get the Tori, we get the Initiate, we have a Stormseeker with haste next turn, if we wanted to. And then if we draw a land, it could be Brutal Cathar and Stormseeker, which could just be a GG. They pass it back to nighttime, crap. Okay. 1/2 trample to the Stormseeker. Thalia. Pretty good. So trample to the Stormseeker, trample on the Tori. Could get gobbled up by the Wandering Emperor that we're trying to play around. So let's start with Thalia and hope that they didn't draw Make Disappear throughout this entire game, because then that would get gobbled up by the Storm. Maybe I should have went Stormseeker first, because we really wanted the haste on this. Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. Storm Charged Slasher hits the board. How do we want to do this? Give trample to the Thalia. It's got first strike too. Hopefully Initiate's going to get a little buff. I think we keep Thalia back to Wandering Emperor. What do we want the Wandering Emperor to hit? Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep the Thalia back. I'm trying to think, like, what do we want the Wandering Emperor to hit? But, like, we really don't want it to hit anything. And so, hopefully... So, if they get rid of Stormcharge Slasher here with an Emperor... I don't know, because we were about to give Trample to the Thalia too. This is just a chance for an extra damage. And both of these have Vigilance, so... Oh, and they all get the +1 too. Okay, Emperor hits Charger. So that could have hit the Thalia, but we were playing around a ghost that we didn't know if it existed in the opponent's hand. So this is a ton of damage to the opponent once again. The problem is they keep gaining so much life, guys. Back up to 7. It is daytime, in fact, and... What did I do the right thing? Maybe it should have been Thalia. We would still have the Stormcharge Slasher, which could have given haste to the Cathar. Second underdog. Oh man, what an uphill battle, guys. This is such a long match, too. I apologize for the long game. Some of you guys like the longer games, though, and this is a good one where we're holding our own a little bit. We are struggling. It is getting to the point where I'm a little concerned that we won't be able to get there. So it's no questions asked. We hit the Emperor and we hit the opponent's face, and you gotta hit the Emperor because if you just swing face here, then they -2 Emperor, gain another 2 anyways. So and they don't have to do that, right? They could easily just -1, get a 2/2, or play... Wow, they go for the blitz on the underdog. We take that 3. They're going for the draw here is what they want. Oh, they actually found a 4th mana too. They're looking at their meat hook. Kaito comes down. The blitz on the underdog was very greedy. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, guys. It must have come down to... I don't know. I'm a little bit shocked there, guys. 66% total win rate. The opponent, maybe the game was getting too... Wait, only 13 minutes? Guys, why did this match feel like it took forever? It was only 13 minutes. Why did it feel like it was so long? Probably because of this, the removal tribal, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was like a 20-minute game. That is hilarious. It might have been because I was sweating the whole time, too. I was like, oh, man. So we actually survived a double meat hook there, which was awesome. Oh, man. Wow. All right. Let's get another one in. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was such a long game. That's really funny, though. Opponent goes first. This is a terrific hand. I really wish we were going first here, because we would get to really just show off the power of the build. Second Recruiter is great because the first one's probably going to get eaten by removal. We'll swing first. Recruiter doesn't have haste or anything fancy. Oh wow, no removal. Wow. Sunrise Cavalier. Trespasser. Trespasser's a bit of a problem. Call human. Cathar could take Trespasser now, but we know Cathar's probably going to get removed, and then what do we end up discarding? Maybe the second recruiter? Great blocks for the opponent. Yeah, we could go... Thalia is probably better here, though. Let's get greedy, guys. Let's get greedy with it. Here's what this allows us to do. So, we'll discard the second recruiter. This lets us swing, get 4 damage through, and it gives us a 1/1 at the end here. Just so that way the opponent's meat hook for 2 is a little more satisfying for them. Please don't do it. No, opponent, I was kidding. I was kidding, opponent. Oh, it was so greedy. I really shouldn't have, but sometimes the greed works out and it's very fun. So, trade into Cavalier is pretty good for us then. And the Initiate gets around the Trespasser, so... They might keep it, actually. No, they trade. It's a good trade. It's a good trade for us, guys. So, back up to 17. Man, Meat Hook is frustrating to say the least. Liliana makes us sack the Initiate. Aw, man, that's brutal. Well, you can see why everyone's still rocking the mono black powerhouse cards, right? Oh, great draw. Jaxis could have done the same. Either way, we were going to swing at Liliana. I suppose we could get Thalia down, make their Invoke Despair cost 6, and then blitz the Jaxis to take out Liliana. I suppose that's fine. You can see how many options this deck actually has, guys. You just gotta not play it like I'm playing it, right? Like, what I did the beginning of this entire match was just way too greedy, so... yeah, don't blame the deck on this one. Nice 5 mana for a Sorin. Okay. So, not bad. It's not bad to see an extra land because, well, it depends, yeah, because in this deck you don't mind doing a couple 3-drops on a turn, so 6 mana is fine, and we don't have that many 3-drops, but we do have quite a few. It's gonna be, I believe, Cavalier. Swing at Sorin, and let's see if they let it die, because this doesn't have Death Touch or anything. And I'm not going to lose the Thalia, even though they have the 6 mana. I'd rather them pay all 6 mana for an Invoke Despair. So they do end up saving the Sorin. Seven mana from the opponent. They might be getting flooded, honestly. They might be. Just flooding out, but they happen to have very powerful cards and planeswalkers. And so, oh, yeah, second Meat Hook. Aw, man. Ah, jeez, guys. What even is happening? Okay, let's see what they hit here. Now, the Cavalier would have been... Oh, Infernal Grasp. Wow. Okay, Sorin's about to get out of range from the Tori, and it doesn't have haste, so... Woo, buddy. Get another 2/3. Infernal Grasp the Tori. Yeah, this one's gonna be the opponent's, guys, because what were we gonna do? Were we gonna keep the Tori in hand, even though we knew they had the Infernal Grasp? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't just keep all the cards in our hand. We'll go one more draw, unless the opponent can really start getting some damage through, and then I really want to try to get more matches in too. But this one is definitely leaning towards the opponent. Now, to be fair, gonna take this. To be fair, if we didn't remove Trespasser and we played it a lot slower, then it still was probably leaning towards the opponent. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's let them play this out. They have enough here to play this out, so we're gonna let them. Like the 3 tenacious underdogs. That is brutal, man. Nice, a Shieldred. We'll block, take the 2 from the Shieldred. You know what else is possible? If they had like a third meat hook, that would do it too. I'm curious to see what we draw too. Oh, Brutal Cathar. Hey, not a bad draw actually. A cut down would be hilarious though. Nope, no cut down this time round. Good game, opponent. Let's get our favorite emote ready. I'm trying to think, like, that whole match, right? If I didn't play it greedy early on, was there still going to be a way through? And I really don't think so. As a matter of fact, if we got a little lucky with that greed, that could have potentially, like, been the way to get through. You know what I mean? So it really depends, man. I don't know. It's always going to be a tough uphill battle against a meta deck like that, though. Against like a top tier meta deck, probably the most powerful deck, right? I think so. I mean, it's definitely the most played. Is it the most played and the most powerful though? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. What's the most powerful? All right, we'll see if we can find our final opponent here and hope that they bring something unique to the table. We just got done playing some jank over in normal play mode, and we had a blast. We saw a bunch of different decks, which was really cool. Coming right back into ranked and seeing some similar builds is all right. Like, it's okay to... only 2 mana here. Let's try it. Opponent goes first, too. Wow, okay. Could be bad. Could be very bad if we draw more 3-drops. Otherworldly Gaze. What is this? Mono blue. Okay. So, mono blue going first is really, really bad. So here's what we need, right? We need the Thalia to not eat a counter. So, good luck, I guess, right? The second Baird, or Baird? Baird. How do you pronounce this, guys? It kind of bothers me that I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, because it looks simple, but I just have no idea. Could blitz out Jaxis, too. Gonna try the Thalia next turn. We'll let the one of the recruiters get countered. Or not. Oh, crap. Well... this might have been the turn to try Thalia. They might not have a counter, and now they're going to get a counter to their hand. No counter spells here. Oh, yeah, a negate, but 3 mana pass turn, right? Although, getting... oh, Terror for 1. Okay, so we can successfully get Thalia down now. So that's pretty good. Because, like, there's no spell pierce for creatures. The Terror is, in fact, terrifying, though, because that is a 5/5 that I don't know how we get around. Brutal Cathar's not going to do it. We're missing a mana here, so... yeah, Ward 2 on the Terror, guys. What an incredible common. It always end up triple blocking. Oh, that sounds... ugh. That sounds awful. No, we don't need to triple block. If we can get Firebrand on the board, then it could be a double block. But yeah, that's still really bad when they might be rocking like 3 to 4 of these too. It's probably just Firebrand though anyways. They have the 3 mana open for a counter spell, like a Make Disappear. Nice. Nice, it actually hits. Do I plan on blocking? Not with the Thalia, so I suppose like a Fading Hope on the Thalia here would be pretty good, or even on the Firebrand, so that way they can successfully swing with the Terror. Gonna be Otherworldly Gaze. Hey, I really like the Otherworldly Gaze addition to this build, guys. I really like that. Like, one, we've seen less counter spells from the opponent. They flip the Delver Secrets, no problem. Full swing. Double block the Terror. Oh, they have Fading Hope. Oh, that sucks. Alright, let's go for the greed again then. We're going to keep it all open. We know they have Fading Hope to get rid of one of our weaker creatures, and maybe we'll see a land to do Brutal Cathar. Nope, no Brutal Cathar this time round, guys, but we do have the second Firebrand. We're going to have to at least chump. We're going to have to at least chump on the ground. Could always blitz in the Jaxis. One of these is going to get bounced regardless, and then we can only play one more. Keep Thalia back, because if they bounce one back to hand with the Fading Hope, I'd rather it be... Nope, neither of those. Okay. Well, second Firebrand. It hits. Not bad, guys. They have 3 in the air here. They can bounce 1 to force a chump block. They go for the Thirst of Discovery because, yeah, they can always double Fading Hope on their turn and just win the game. 1 Fading Hope in the grave, 1 in hand that we can see, and then the third one, maybe? Yep, there it is. Hey, good game, opponent, man. That's tough. We did not see our mana there, unfortunately. Total deck win rate brought down to a 50%. And is that where it belongs? I'm not sure. More testing's required. This is actually quite a few games, though, total. With 8 games total there, 50%. But it's not that many games. So, yeah, more testing is definitely required. What are we? We're 42 minutes in. What do you guys think? Fast one? Let's do it. If it leans towards the opponent and it takes too long, then we'll just give it to the opponent. Because why not, you know? All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Something scary, I suspect. We got 4 mana now, guys, so we'll see. This is a good hand overall. A great hand overall. Opponent is thinking. So, Secluded Courtyard is our red source for the game, for now. Let me think. I mean, there's a lot of power in a turn 2 Firebrand into a turn 3 Sunrise Cavalier, you know? So, opponent, are you there, buddy? Are you there? Oh, you're here. Okay, good. Right, so we'll start with the plains. They start with their plains. They start with a Hopeful Initiate. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Still, into a turn 3 Cavalier this is just very powerful. We'll get the second Courtyard down too, because discarding a plains to the Jaxis ability is completely okay. Okay, let's see if a Thalia drops or something. Could be a Fleeting Spirit. Oh, nice. Wow. That's perfect, dude. We'll go human. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Gains first strike until end of turn. Discard a card. Exile Fleeting Spirit. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Huh, cool. I like it. Okay. Well, we have the problem of the trade here. And the trade is much worse when we get Cavalier down, but that means we get to keep Firebrand. Actually, no, yeah, never mind. I think keeping Firebrand is fine. Like, all of these trades are pretty bad, but their turn 3 could look like a Brutal Cathar, which would be awful for us. It would be awful even with a trade, though. Alright, let's not be greedy this game. I was greedy in a lot of the other games with our swings and attacks and our trades and all that other nonsense, right? But maybe what I need to be doing is just holding on just a little bit. Hotshot Mechanic. Also, Yeah, we were playing around like a fact that they could turn 3 remove something, maybe the best bet. Okay, they go wide though, man. Pass turn. Adeline, very cool. Okay. So Jaxis could copy Cavalier. We could get a pretty alright swing with the single Cavalier while getting the Initiate down and filtering through our hand and saving Adeline. Seems good to me. We could also just get Jaxis down, but I like... Oh my, do not do that. Red, white. Be careful with the auto tapper, guys, in builds like this. It's the Fleeting Spirit holding this open, I believe. So we could also... So it's going to be Cavalier because of the trample. Discard the planes. So remember, this helps us filter through our hand, too. They don't know we have the Initiate, so... We could full swing. It's a great full swing, honestly. We would lose a lot, though. We'd make... Because the Firebrand doesn't... Fleeting Spirit definitely wants to trade. So I think we just swing here. If I want to play this one out safe, then I think it's just a swing with the 3/3. And they probably just take the 3. So we filtered through our hand. We get to draw 2 at the end of this. We get the Initiate down. And honestly, I'm pretty satisfied. I don't know if like we're doing everything we need to be doing right now, but second Firebrand is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a big problem where Fleeting Spirit is just like the perfect blocker, that the perfect card to play against the Firebrand early on. So we didn't get like a good like swing in early to actually put them on the defense, but they're on the defense anyways. Oh, now they are not on the defense. Oh, they're changing their mind. Fleeting Spirit, we got to get rid of that, right? So what is happening? Allenbach is target creature you control with +1/+1 counter gains a lifelink and indestructible. So they plan to do that with their Initiate. So we could just take out the mechanic with the Cavalier. Our Initiate take out that Fleeting Spirit, but they could discard to make it exile. This is actually tough, guys. I really like the opponent's deck. It's definitely different than what we're used to seeing. Blocking the Initiate here means they probably go for the... I think we just take 5. Because we, discard a card, exile Fleeting Spirit, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Dude, this card really locks us down. So they probably get rid of Allenbach, save the Initiate, and we take 5. We're fine. We're fine, guys. We're not losing anything here. And they're losing their Allenbach, and they don't get to keep their 1/1 from the Adeline. So they're back up to 19. We're down to 14. And honestly, dude, pretty scary mono white build from the opponent. Another land. That's not good. Jaxis, come back. I need you to help me filter through this hand again, buddy. Guess we'll get the Sundown Pass down. We now have the domain available on the Radha, which could make Adeline unblockable. We get a pretty good swing. The Initiate would buff, but look at their board, man. They have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, they would probably just win if we did that. So we're going to get everything on the board. Adeline can block Adeline. No swings. And we're hoping that the opponent doesn't have a Brutal Cathar, because if they can disrupt this board state over here for even just a second, then they're going to be able to slip through for a lot of big damage again. This is tough, guys. This is a tough one. I don't know who it's leaning towards, but maybe the opponent. They still have 4 cards in hand. Yeah, 4 cards, and we just have a land, so it really depends what we draw. Mage's Attendant, dude. Oh my goodness. This is actually, this is insane. We definitely block Adeline if they swing. But like, at any moment, we might be able to get a better swing. Like, we have Intrepid Adversaries in this build, so Intrepid Adversary off the top might just be a nail in the coffin for the opponent. That would be insane. We have a good chance probably too, huh? Intrepid Adversary, that's a land. Okay, well, we'll get Courtyard down, that's fine. Everything's a human in here anyways. Radha's Firebrand can still... Actually, we could have made the Firebrand ability cost 1 less. It doesn't really matter, but... Oh no, guys. Oh no. So a double block into our Adeline would be likely, because they have just so much power over there. Alright, to nighttime it goes, and we buff our Firebrand? The Cavalier would be a good buff too. We just don't know which one they want to hit with removal when it comes time. I guess the Cavalier. And hope that the game doesn't go on for too much longer, you know? Mainly... Oh! That's sick! Dude, that works. Oh, they don't have a second card to play though. They actually don't have enough mana, apparently. Okay, let's see if they swing at all. Like, they're really just locking a board state down here. Adversary? No, another land? That's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Oh, I still wanted to play Mountain there, though. Right, so as soon as it switches to daytime, they get to search for more. Let's see, mana value 3 or less. A great one. I should have put that in honorable mentions. Did I have any honorable mentions for the video? I think I just brought up cards that could have been in the deck. Well, I appreciate that the opponent is playing fast, though. I do appreciate that. How much damage do we take in hopes of just drawing an adversary? That's the question, you know? Training, Adeline. They have 4 open, so like a Wandering Emperor could drop on this board. And give a +1/+1 counter to anything, so... This is 9, 12 damage. We are forced to block somewhere, and I think we might just chump. Adeline into Adeline. Whatever the counter off of a Wandering Emperor gives, it gives first strike too. But maybe we're just like playing around a card that doesn't exist again. So let's go Adeline here. Chump the 8 and take 6. Ah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I want to survive. It's really leaning towards the opponents, guys. And as a matter of fact, if we, depending on what we draw next turn, we'll probably just full swing and give it to them, you know? Let's see what we draw. That's another land. Yeah, I probably should have known. Probably should have known, guys. Alright, it's fine. I'm not crying, I swear. Oh, this still could be just a Wandering Emperor open, by the way. So we're gonna let them play it out because they get a great swing next turn. But I'm swinging, guys. Like, this is over. This game has been decided. This has a ward 1. We don't have the 1 to pay, so we gotta target Attendant and Mechanic and get an extra 1/1 from the Adeline. Pretty cool, though. We have a lot of power over here. We definitely drew too much mana this game, though, and we played it very safe, but it worked out a lot better for the opponent's build, especially with the Wandering Emperor, too. I would take out probably Cavalier with the Trample, but yeah, it doesn't matter too much here. They have the blocker with the Adeline, too. We're just swinging for the sake of swinging. So, while the opponent decides on what to do, I'm going to actually start the final thoughts right now. So overall, is it better to just rock Boros with a bunch of other great cards? Like, why play all humans, right? Mainly because I was just really picky. That's the main reason I wanted to play all humans instead of having Valorous Stance in here, Lightning Strike, and other stuff like that. If you drop a lot of the humans and you go up cards like the 2/2 Haste Vampire Adversary, and you have cards like Lightning Strike and all of that as well, then there becomes the problem of the mana base, where the Secluded Courtyards you might have to drop to like 2, or good game, opponent. Very good game. 44% total win rate. I can't tell how much of that was my fault, how much of that was the deck. That's been the story of my life the last couple weeks, guys. I can't tell how much of it was unlucky or lucky or any of that. You guys have been letting me know in the comments, though, regardless. So I do apologize that the last match took a little bit longer there, but you guys do enjoy the longer videos sometimes too, so that's good news. Here's the deck list again. I already started the final thoughts at the end of that video because we are getting very long into the video here, almost 56 minutes. So yeah, what would you guys change? What would you add or take out? Would you just go the classic Boros route, have Raiju and all that other good stuff? Or would you just make it a Naya deck instead and have cards like Hallandal on the top end instead of like a Tori and stuff? The Jaxis helps us filter so well, but is there just a better card to have in here? Probably, but I love Jaxis, and the number of times the filter actually just works out in our favor is insane. In that last match, there was a lot we could have drawn that just would have been better the entire game, but we just weren't seeing it at all. Maybe that's the deck, maybe we were getting unlucky, but overall, in all of the matches, I'm pretty satisfied with the overall power, and I think it's more deserving than a 44% win rate, or whatever the win rate was. Either way, the win rate was very bad. I think that there's more power in the deck than what that win rate represents, so it depends. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, oh my goodness, you guys are champions, and I will see you in the next video.